Here's the rookie from Alabama, Will Reichard, ready to get us started.
And off we go from MetLife Stadium.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. They'll run here with a rookie.
And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now.
When you try to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now it's Wilson.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Straight ahead, here's Tracy. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Out of the gun, here's Wilson.
Over the middle, he completes it to Robinson.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal.
Now it's Wilson. This will be caught at about the 5. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
Tracy trying the right side.
And he is in. Touchdown, Giants. Taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Giants will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time he had the speed to win that race.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Giants have a 7-0 lead. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
This one swung out here to Jones.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
To the air with McCarthy. That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
To the air again, McCarthy.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
On these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
So on 4th down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10.
Here's Wilson.
There's a short one caught by Johnson.
So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be second down.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
First down, Giants on a pickup of 14.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Wilson.
Over the middle, taken in by Neighbors.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46.
On the give, it's Tracy. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Right back to Tracy. And yet again, he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football. The run hasn't worked the last couple of plays. Now it's 3rd and 14. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's McCarthy. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll bring up second down. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. And his pass incomplete.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw McCarthy. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
And here's Ryan Wright now, standing just outside his own goal line. And it's fielded at the 34. Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6. To throw is Wilson. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Quickly into the hands of Neighbors off the RPO.
And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly senses run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
Here's Wilson to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Another good completion on the drive as the Giants have a 1st down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
Tracy going to get it on 1st down.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory.
This is 2nd and 8.
Throwing is Wilson.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Now Wilson.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
Here's Wilson. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Wilson will throw again. Touchdown! From 3 yards out.
And the Giants go up by 2 touchdowns.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Gano for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. A 10-play drive that time, and it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25.
Dexter Lawrence finding his way through defensively for the stop.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in second and long yardage.
And here's Jones again on second down.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Throwing is McCarthy. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard strike. And here's Ryan Wright now
as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Wilson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Good defensive call right there, because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route, and he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
They'll hand it to Tracy.
And he'll get nothing out of that one. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt.
That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
And now out comes Minnesota. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
2nd and 10. Now McCarthy. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it, though. Back to throw again. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he'll go right back to Moore, complete again. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with a 14-0 lead, they may just try to get this to the locker room. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the first down. So we've reached halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the Giants out in front. Sorry, Coach. We'll catch up with you after the game. We're going to skip through halftime here and headed back to the field for the 3rd quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. A 2-touchdown game, 14-0 to score as we get rolling again here in this second half. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Now the Vikings offense set to go to work to begin this 3rd quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. The second half starts with a carry by Jones. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Brought down on the play by Kayvon Thibodeau.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now a 2nd and 10. To the air with McCarthy. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. McCarthy. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
Well, part of their struggles in the first half was their inability to convert consistently on third down. But how about this well-designed play? Gave himself plenty of options and able to get the hook up and keep the drive going.
McCarthy operating from the gun. Throw out wide is incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Here's 2nd and 10. To the air again, McCarthy.
And that is incomplete here.
Jordan Addison, the intended receiver.
But now it's 3rd down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He lets one go deep for Addison.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And here's Ryan Wright now.
As he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
They'll start with a run by Tracy.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now it's Wilson.
There's a short one caught by Johnson.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Left side, he's got Robinson.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Not enough sense of urgency there. Play clock hits 0, 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, I like your point there. Not enough sense of urgency. People walking up to the line of scrimmage, you've got to get up there and get set and be ready to go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception, and that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
On the return, it's Rodgers.
It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return.
And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field.
And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Now that's the way you want to start a drive. Talk about a tone setter as well as a playbook opener. Now if you want to take a big shot over the top, you're all positioned to do so.
On play action, McCarthy. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And Hockenson going to have the Vikings 1st down as he'll get this down to the 40.
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Here's McCarthy. They're going back to the same well. It's Hockenson again.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, and that was a nice job of improvising, but it's not normal. Usually when a screen pass is taken away, you're taught to just throw the ball at the ground at the feet of the receiver so that you don't get it intercepted and just start over, but he ended up finding another receiver.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Looking to throw McCarthy.
Complete to Jones.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a 1st down if not for that penalty moments ago.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Nothing in that 1st half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Sliding out of the pocket. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
A give to Jones. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3. Three quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. The Vikings on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Okay, so thought they might go for it here, down late. Instead, they trot out the field goal unit. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. New York ready to go again offensively.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Here's Wilson. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
On the run is Tracy.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection. No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw.
That one taken in by Neighbors.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
So offense moving a little too slow there, could not get set, and they get the penalty.
Still 3rd down.
Delay of game penalty, ships them back 5 yards, makes it 3rd and 10. Wilson. And the catch made by Johnson.
Into space at the 45, and he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
A couple of first downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. So a penalty that can frustrate a coach so much, a mental error, and it'll back him up 5 yards. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Wilson now off the bootleg. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Vikings are right back in this football game. Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
And the Vikings now heading onto the field. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Throwing is McCarthy. Over the middle and complete to Addison. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Back to throw now on first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
They read zone coverage there and thought there was some space to send their guy right into the middle on a slant, hoping he would get lost. Instead, they read it quite well and closed quickly.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Going for it, here's McCarthy. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Vikings. Rondale Moore, 55 yards. And the Vikings have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. And what a throw that was, Charles. You think about the situation, close game, fourth quarter, rookie quarterback. He doesn't seem fazed one bit.
So much for bright lights, big city, and will he wilt? Not at all. The stage not too big, the moment not too big at all. They needed points on that series, and not only did he produce a touchdown drive, but how about finishing it off with a big play that only adds to the momentum that they've already established.
So now here are the Vikings faced with a big two-point conversion attempt. McCarthy going to look to throw for it. Escaping the pressure. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Tried to roll out, make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there it's really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend a play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and they end up getting sacked.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. New York's offense back out there and set to go. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down.
They'll go again with Tracy.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. This defense really clamping down. Although they're losing the game still, this second half has been theirs.
And they're winning it. I almost equate it to being a boxer. And whenever you see a good fight, the guy who is on his toes and doing the punching, that's the guy who's winning. And that's the way they're going at it defensively now. Much more aggressive in their calls, much more aggressive in their pursuit.
Play clock hit 0. Don't know what went wrong there, Charles, but it's going to cost them 5 yards.
Has to be some organization from the sideline. Sometimes when you're trying to decide on what play to send in, the play caller has to move a little bit faster.
Now it's Wilson. He finds his man Johnson. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. "46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So all eyes on this Vikings offense. Down 14-9, 2:12 to play. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it 1st and 10.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hawkinson. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves them with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
I know a lot of people won't like the draw called in that situation, but every now and then that pops big. In this case, it didn't happen.
Well, the crowd here at MetLife Stadium in full roar. 3rd down.
He's back to throw. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Who wants it more? This is 4th and a yard. They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. Completes this to Jefferson.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
Obviously a big 1st down right there.
Yeah, they still got to hustle. They got to get up to the line of scrimmage and get set. But I don't think necessarily you need to spike it. But they've got to continue to move quickly.
Here's 1st down.
Back to throw.
He's going to find Jefferson open downfield.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here.
He'll look to throw. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
They'll look to throw. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Remember, the one timeout still available as they come up 1st and 10.
Dancing to his left. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow! Wow!
What an outstanding drive right there to take the lead, and also, Charles, didn't leave their opposition with a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I like the way that you're viewing this because they did a tremendous job to put themselves in a position to win, but they can't celebrate just yet. They've got to clamp down on any big plays and force them to use up those timeouts without making any headway.
And no, it's incomplete. So they can't convert for 2, but they still have the lead as we get toward the end of the 4th. So they're unable to stretch it to a 3-point lead. Now you got to be careful on the kickoff because a field goal obviously beats you.
Definitely, and that's why they went for 2. They wanted to make sure a field goal wouldn't beat them. Now they're in a position where they've got to cover well and make sure they don't get into range and put one through the posts.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Giants going to take over again on offense. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And this one incomplete. And all that remains is 13 seconds.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
Now Wilson.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
Probably time for 2 more shots, and ideally, they'd like to get to midfield or so they have a chance at a Hail Mary on the final play.
This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here.
Throwing now is Wilson.
Connects with Slayton.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Well, going to be tough to get 2 plays out of this. This could very well be it.
Wilson to throw. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
He's got Johnson.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.